Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode on GTA 5 with a rather explodey getaway attempt at trying to steal the fancy stealth helicopter. Now they've got into the chopper, everything is relatively good, the police are right there. The takeoff, not so good, and it turns out in a battle between stealth military helicopter and police helicopter that the police helicopter wins that one. It won that one pretty convincingly, I have to say. Subversus up next on Mafia 3 is, let's say, driving around the city, minding their own business, taking a little bit of a shortcut through a park. Well, that's fair enough, nothing untoward. However, leaving said park, sudden double backflip doesn't quite stick to the landing. I'm not sure what it hit. Maybe some stairs? Whatever it was an impressive tumble through the air, and now the car is quite stuck. We move next on to Just Cause 4 with a rather high-speed blast through some of the map. A handbrake slide goes a little bit wrong. Clips the back of it, or kind of slides into the parked vehicle rather than, I guess, between it and the building, gets it all wrong and just pings around like a pinball and is now quite stuck upside down. Yeah, not a good day for that car either. Secton up next on the long drive. Dodges one rock, but as you go onto the road, doesn't quite have the time to dodge the next one, and we're going to go for a tumble. Now, the original tumble, I mean, you know, that happens. The car, though, just doesn't quite know when to stop rolling. It continues to almost pick up speed with the rolling until it does eventually come back down onto its wheels. Yeah, rock's dangerous. This much we do know. C Infinite with Project Cars 2 is doing a start of, I think it's the California race. I can't remember which one it is now. I mean, it's one of the street circuits. Now, I've seen problems here before. They're quite common at this start line. Not that problem, though. That's not such a normal one for the LaFerraris. So yeah, things can get a little bit kind of hectic in this corner. The AI can get a little bit confused, and there are sometimes crashes, but this one, just things ping around randomly from this. It's not gone well at all in that. I love that there are a couple of Ferraris land with three wheels, but they're going to carry on. In all this, they are determined to carry on. But yeah, it kind of gets turned, and the game just doesn't seem to quite know where to put these vehicles. One of the cars fell through the floor as well, so yeah, it didn't quite. In fact, this Ferrari might have lost both its front wheels. It's all gone a little bit wrong. Jigglefest up next on Wreckfest is racing around a modded circuit. Quite a high-speed circuit, this one. They were not quite prepared for sudden takedown from an AI on the other part of the circuit. So, yeah, AI cars make a mistake miles away in this one and absolutely slaughter the place. It's a hell of a hit through there. So the AI slides off the circuit, gets it a little bit wrong, and there's another car also makes a similar mistake behind this one. As they try to come back on, it jumps up over the barrier, perfectly aimed to take out the player bit. You couldn't do that one better if you tried, not at those sort of speeds. It's a hell of a wreck. That is a hell of a wreck on that circuit. It bounces and comes to a rest in the field. Train Guy up next on Need for Speed Heat is racing through the streets when, well, a small miscalculation would end up in a big wreck for the Mazda. It's just, yeah, speed travelling, not able to see that car was turning in front in time, and that is going to lead to a massive crash for that vehicle. Now, 50 Kings is up next on SnowRunner, and I'm not quite sure how things have gone this. Well, I say that, I mean, you can hazard a guess how things might. The world is essentially ending in the distance. All sorts of glitchiness. I mean, this truck's managed to end up like buried nose first. It's not just balanced on its nose, it's like buried in the mud nose first. It definitely shouldn't be. It's wedged through the floor. Someone else's truck is freaking out in the distance. This one's now been punted through the floor, and now it's going to join the massive freak-out session. Yes, SnowRunner. We haven't had a good SnowRunner ridiculous freak-out, and this has got more weirdness than normal, really. I mean, this thing's stuck in the floor and out of the floor, and I don't know what is going on with the other truck that started. I think the other truck initiated all of this weirdness, but it's not a good time there. It's really not a good time. Nice Groundhog is up next on Euro Truck Simulator 2. Now, their friend tried to take a shortcut. Now, this is never a good idea in these kind of games. Hell, SnowRunner and all of those games, you learn never to take a shortcut, but they tried to take a shortcut and got beached. Okay, so not ideal. However, there is a truck here that's going to try and recover said stricken vehicle. The problem is Game didn't like that. It did unbeach the stricken truck, however the one that we are following here got pinged across the map and broken. So it's safe to say it didn't really work. And finally, we stick with truck simulating, this time the American Truck Simulator. Now, an AI truck has had a problem. It had a problem in the worst of places as well. Quite how it gets there, I don't know. Quite how it ended up there, but we have a truck stuck on the level crossing. Now, we know what's going to happen. You know, we know what's going to happen because sooner or later a train is going to come along and is going to clonk into said truck that doesn't quite get as angry as you might expect. It almost, I was really hoping it was going to knock the player truck over onto its side, but it sadly didn't quite do that. It could have been more glitchy. The other question I do have, though, about this clip. Okay, this train that has turned up, how many aircraft fuselages is it bringing? Like, this is one of the biggest delivery of aircraft parts I think I've ever seen. And there's a glitchy truck stuck in the train line that it could have got a million times worse for. Well, I mean, it's still a glitchy truck stuck in the level crossing. It could have gone... Yeah. But that's weird. It's very weird occurrences going on with the truck simulators. But there we go. That is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description of this video. You can find all the rules and how it works on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.